What's up, everybody? How you doing? This is your boy Gerald. It is Sunday, the 22nd. So, for those who do know what this day is, this is a very important day because this is the beginning of the Fall Equinox. This is a period when the Earth will shift on its axis, it'll tilt, and we are going through a period of harvesting. So your days and nights will be balanced somewhat within 12 hours of each other, give or take. Well, I hope you guys' week was pleasant, unchallenging. I hope that you guys had, some of you may have gone through some revelations and breakthroughs and may have received some information that you may have not known was there, but actually was there. I'm going to just throw this in here real quick. For those that follow astrology, we're getting ready to go into a period in October. Well, as you already know, we're officially in the month of autumn. So, I know it's kind of weird because I know some of you, wherever you guys live at, it still feels like the summer. And for those that are on the East Coast, which I'm in Virginia Beach, we are getting really a mixture of what we call Indian summers, where it's hot, then we'll get fall, like weather, and pretty much is a breeding to get sick. So for those out there, make sure you keep your vitamins up and drink your water, make sure you get your rest. And this is a very, very important time to more or less keep your emotions and mental capacity in balance. As you already know, October is represented partly with Libra. Matter of fact, we're in Libra right now. And as all you know, Libra is about balance. So, to backtrack, for those who do not know me, my name is Gerald Davis. I'm a life coach and aspiring psychologist. In October of 2011, I made the greatest choice in my life, and that was to embrace my spiritual purpose and journey by accepting my Lord Jesus Christ. And in turn, I decided to share my evolution and transformation to the world. So when this journey is complete, you will actually be witnessing who I'm going to become, and that is Dr. Gerald Davis, psychologist. So if you found my videos not by chance, it is time that you receive this message from the Spirit. I am not a minister. However, I have a very, very, very strong discernment, and everything that is conveyed comes from Spirit. Now, as you already know, your higher power, my higher power is my Lord Jesus Christ, but He is one of many names. So, for those, I hope, and I really, really hope, because I'm picking up this energy of there were some people that may have had perceptions, ideologies, and pretty much mindsets that have been tested and they fell short, and therefore they are in a place where there is some emotional upheaval. I want to let you know something. First and foremost, who you're going to become, the person that you're destined to be, is not the person you are now. You are actually in transition. Yes. As you already know, haven't you realized that anything of worth and value, there is a investment that must be paid. May it be time, commitment, investment. You must pay what is required to obtain what is needed. So when it comes to your life, you're going to go through, as many will say, growing pains. But in actuality, these are spiritual challenges. You're going to be challenged every opportunity that that presents itself. For example, I had on Friday. Actually, it started Thursday night. I'm here in my living. I'm here, at home, and my spirit just said, I want you to make some red beans and rice. And I was like, what? Here's my point. Now, one of my passions is I love to cook. I really do. I like the process, and, you can apply that with your life. To receive the things that are needed, there are certain components that are required to get you to that result. So, I had some things here, but I also realized that I had to do my research. So I had to invest time. Went on YouTube and saw a tutorial out there. I'm like, oh, okay, I got this, but I need that. So, I kind of was procrastinating. But in my spirit was telling me, hey, I want you to make red beans and rice. Now, for some people, that's like this. For me, that was something that I've always never had to do it on my own. And I have been very blessed to be on the receiving end of a delicious meal. And but this time it was different. It was like, no, I want you to prepare this meal. And I didn't realize that it was really a challenge to me, because I had to expand what I already had within myself. So, I'm fiddle faddling around my place, taking care of stuff here with Tyson and everything. And the day goes by. I take a couple naps along the way, and it's like 11:45, quarter to midnight. And right then and there, once again, I want you to make these red beans and rice. So I get up, I jump in the truck, I roll over to my local Walmart. Now, I already know what I needed, what I didn't have. So I'm in there, and I already know what I need. So I go in there and obtain what I need. And I'm rolling over to the self-checkout. Now, as you already know, most Walmarts have the option of self-checkout. Now, what I didn't understand is, why is it they got all these cashiers? Right? I know, I'm just kind of curious. Like, you got 50,000 cash registers, but they only open 3. Why? But anyway, to get back to my point, I'm at the self-checkout. I only had 4 items at the checkout. So my bill was like $8.90, right? So I pull out a $5 bill, put it in there. I throw a dime in there, and then I throw another 5. So that's 10. And then, no, correction, I put it. And so I put it in there, and I noticed behind me, now there was plenty of walkway. There was this older woman. She had a shopping cart. I think she had like some bottled water, like the 30-pack. And she was right by me. To my blind side. And, I didn't pay any mind. So I'm paying what's required. And you know how the machine says, here's change. So I take my change, the change comes out, and I get 20 cents back and a 10. Now my bill was $8.90. I think it was $8.90 or something like that. But a $10 bill came out. So I'm pulling my change, I pull it out, and I'm walking, and as I start to step, The lady steps in unison with me. So I let her pass. And as I'm walking out of the Walmart, I get this serious, my spirit was just like, you know better than that. You know better than that. So I never even made it to my truck. So as I'm looking at my receipt, looking at what's in my hand, I see the amount. The amount said 1020. That's what I had in my physical hand. I knew right then and there that that was a spiritual test. The reason why I say that is because that number 1020 was a very significant, that was my former address. And that was where I embraced my spiritual journey at. So I knew right then and there that my spirit was saying, hey, you know better than that. Now, the common person would have said, I got to come up right here. Nah, I ain't built like that. So I, in turn, go back into the Walmart, pull the agent that is sitting there that's monitoring the self-checkout area, and I said, hey, I show him, I said, I have change in one hand, had a receipt in the other. And automatically, he assumed that I got shorted. And so I had to clarify to him and say, no, I got overage. And he looked at me, and it was like a bolt of lightning hit him or something. He was like, wow. You said, you know, the average person would have just kept it moving. I said, I'm not the average person. And I just left it like that. So we go through this this period of time where he has to go get the manager, and they shut down the kiosk, and I got my dollar. And I walked back out. Now here's the ironic part. Now remember I told you that was that old lady that walked out with me? Well, I realized she was heading towards the van. I was parked some adjacent from her, but like 5 rows over. And gladly that I did what was required. I noticed something else. I had been in that store for over 10 minutes. Lady was still out there. And the funny thing about it was, when I proceeded to leave out, literally, I kid you not, you would have thought we were both in tandem, because she was over on the far end of the parking lot, and literally as my wheels touched the street, her wheels touched the street on the other side, and we left out at the same time. So here's my point. I believe that that woman was placed there through synchronicity. There was a reason why she was supposed to be there, for whatever reason it was. And it really stopped me in my tracks. But what validated was the amount of money I had in my hand. Because that amount of change it took me back to the significance of that numerical amount, which was my home, where it all began. So here's my point. We're getting ready, I mean, can you believe it? We're 2 weeks in. We're 2 weeks away from, not even that, from October. We're already in the astrological sign of Libra. Libra represents the scale. So what's going to happen is, with the fall equinox, you're going to notice that your days are going to become shorter, but your time is going to speed up. So what is being required for you right now, you're going to notice what was done in the dark, you're going to see it. Also, This is going to be one of those situations where you're going to go through this environment where you are going to have to justify your position. So think of it this way. Anything that you did in the springtime, you're going to see the harvest of it in October, starting in October. And for the next, to the conclusion of this year, that is what you're going to be seeing in your day-to-day. So let me break it down a little bit more. Some of you in the spring made a decision that you're going to take more control of your life. You're going to be more attentive on what is truly needed for you, your happiness, your emotional security, as well as change. You've gone through a transition of changing the way you see life. But you got to understand something. Your reality starts from within you. And what's within you? Your spirit. Because you're a spiritual being first. Please don't get it twisted. Please don't. So, let's look at it a little further than that. Everything that is in your reality is been attracted or manifested from your spirit. So what I'm getting at is this. You are at a place of validation. The things that may have been condonable, you won't be tolerant of it. You won't. You're going to declare what is important in your life. But look at it this way. If you value yourself, if you respect yourself, shouldn't your environment respect you? I'm just saying. Think about it. There's somebody right now, I'm with you now, that's in school, and you're trying to balance your educational time with your work time, and in the process, you've got influences on both sides varying or vying for your time, and you're frustrated because you already have been blessed to see the vision of where you're going. So what's going to happen is, unfortunately, actually it's not fortunate, what's going to happen is you're going to have to really draw that spiritual line in the sand, hold space, reaffirm your boundaries, and act on what is needed or what is required for you to evolve into that person. So you got to understand something. The person that you desire to be is already there. They're already there. But it's your actions that you take which will dictate how soon who you are now to the person you'll become in the future. Okay, I'll break it down like this. Picture yourself in a long hallway, right? That hallway is your life. You look to the left and you look to the right and you see all these pictures, and these pictures are memories, good or bad or indifferent. You come to the end of that hallway and you see two doors. They're both closed, but both doors say your life on it. Now, depending on what door you take, that is the experience that you are going to attract. Now, don't you feel that if you look at taking stock, look at everything that you've invested, look at all in regards to financially, emotionally, physically, and socially. If you are insufficiently not being able to reciprocate what you've invested, you have to question the investment. Because shouldn't every investment grow? If it's worth it, it should. Now, sure, there are people that are going to, look, we're human beings. We're going to go through some stuff. You're going to go through some stuff because you're alive. You're not perfect. But it's not fair to you to wake up, because I know somebody doing this right now. You waking up right now and you are so in your head that you've taken a position of critical thinking. Or worse, you've made a decision to settle in your now. You can't do that. You gotta understand something. What you see and what you feel is actually an effect of what you did in the past. It's just your reality now. Now, the beautiful thing about that is, because we have free will, you can change it. You can change it unequivocally how you wish. But what will be required is the investment. There's no short approach to you living the life that you desire. There are certain requirements that are needed for that to be obtained. Think of it like this. Let's just say that you wanted to invest in a car. And they say, you tell them, hey, I want ABC through Z of what you desire, right? And then they turn around and bring you a car that is not built. It's just got part of what you need, part of what you want. You know, it may have what you want interior-wise, but it has no wheels, or it has what you want exteriorly, but it has no engine block. You wouldn't accept that, now would you? So, what is required is to take a step back, evaluate your environment, and really look at what is best for you. And you know what that is? You're discerning. You're discerning. Because that is what's required for you. And I'm going to tell y'all, I know some of y'all want just love. You want to feel validated. You want to have the person that fell out the magazine cover and the ideology of they're successful, and you want all the superficial aspects of the person. You know how you obtain that? When you master who you are first. That's how it works. So that brings us back to the scales, Libra. There you go. So if you've got more negative like that, and you want positive, but your positive is up here, you got to invest in bringing it balanced, which means investment of self, or letting go of the negative completely. You gotta let it go. And guess what? Everything that you desire will come as it should. But you gotta first change the mindset that you have. There are some of us, and I've been there, that you're so upset that you take a position of, how can I say this, being negative or bitter. Yeah, there you go, being bitter. Or I'm gonna put it out there. Some of y'all have this position of, well, you know what? If I be a bitch or I'll be a straight up asshole, then they'll take me serious. Now, look at it this way. If you take a position to have a negative outlook in your approaches, you'll get a negative response. You'll actually attract more of the same. Because what will happen is your environment will actually gravitate where you are at that time. So if your position is negative, guess what? All your friends, all your associations, everything that you decide to do is going to be negative. Why? Because there's no balance there. And really, that is a far cry of insecurity within yourself. So that's why it's very important to plant them seeds in you. But you got to do the work. You got to do the work. I mean, think of it this way. Think about that farmer. He don't know what his harvest is going to be. But he, with faith, plants those seeds. He cultivates his environment, his soil. And he is consistent. And so in turn, he will get not only the harvest that he had aspired to have, but usually it will surpass what he thought he was going to require, because it was given. But you have to take that position of saying, hey, I see value in who I am. I know what I need. I know what is required. And I will not accept what is not needed. So, think about it this way, y'all. We are officially in autumn. If you make a decision today to invest in yourself, and when I mean investing in yourself, I'm not talking about being selfish. I'm talking about being selfless. Fall back in love with you. Some of you've got talents and gifts that you don't even know that you have. Why? Because someone or something convinced you that your path is to be validated by something or someone else. Hey, it's okay. But you got to forgive yourself. Because every time you forgive yourself, every time that you atone for the things that you may have done knowingly and unknowingly, you free yourself to become one step closer and what you need. You bring it in because you're doing the work. You're being consistent. You feel what I'm saying? Now's the time to do the work. And yeah, I'm going to keep putting it out there because I think each and every one of y'all deserve to be happy. Every one of y'all deserve to have your dreams fulfilled. You just need a little motivation. You need a little validation. And I know somebody right now just got it. Let me tell you something. Don't worry about those people that, I mean, here's the thing, I ain't put it out there. Somebody right now just realized that they had an alliance with somebody. They had a connection that was very profound. They didn't understand why they were drawn to this person, and then they realized because there was a negative influence underlying, and it was like a feeding of, you were condoning this person's behavior, and because you were afraid that if you didn't, they were going to walk out. Well, let me tell you something. If they do, they didn't have your best interest, and maybe, just maybe, that was required for them so that they can embrace their walk, their journey, to grow. Now remember this, you don't have control over your life. Your higher power does. And if it's divinely meant, if you do the work authentically, be real, cut the bullshit out. Excuse my French. Do the work, invest in yourself. Guess what? Shouldn't you receive what you put out? You'll receive it. And guess what? For those who may be thinking, well, you know what, so and so did this or did that, you got to forgive them, forgive yourself. And if it's divinely meant, and I mean this, if it's divinely meant, they too will grow. And they too may possibly come into your life again. But this time, you're both made new. Because you're able to see your worth and value. Only you can define that. So be the superstar that you are, y'all. Stop allowing people to carve out your destiny. It is your destiny because it's got your name on it. And remember, your higher power has already written that before you took your first breath. Excuse me. I know some of y'all are like, what's wrong with your mouth? I messed around. I don't know if some of you might not know. I smoke. I smoke cigarettes. I do. And being lazy, I messed around and I had a broken cigarette and tried to jimmy rig it, and I turned around and burned my lip. Burnt the hell out of me. But you know what? I learned, stop doing that. Don't do that. So, which is also another indicator I need to wrap that up, and I plan on doing so because pretty soon I'm going to return back into the gym. But anyway, I hope you guys had a blessed week. I hope that this upcoming week you are protected spiritually. Come on, y'all, you gotta pray. You gotta pray. You know, prayers go up so blessings come down. But you must give control to your higher power so He can carve. He is omnipresent. He's omnipresent. So He can manifest your life as you desire it to be. But first you must plant the seeds to receive it. So, I hope you guys have a blessed day. Be safe. And I would love to hear from you guys. Feel free to drop a line. And for you guys that may have not, if you stumbled on my video, once again, thank you. If you have any questions, concerns, drop me a line. I'm also on Google+. And if there's something you wish to talk about, by all means, hey, I'm always willing to expand and help in some way, okay? So, guys, be safe. Stay protected in the spirit. And as I always say, God's praying for you. You know I am. Stay protected and stay blessed. Bye, y'all.